Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Before I get into the sarcastic voice, I'm going to put out a quick disclaimer that this video is my personal opinion, and that this top 10 is basically my thoughts on these cards. I like them personally, but any complaints that I might or might not have come straight from me. I'm going to take away decent voice, start using sarcastic crap that makes me funny and shit. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. If you're here for the first time, hit like, hit subscribe, and comment at the end of the video. I'm just saying it helps the algorithm. If you're wondering why I am here doing a top 10, because I normally don't do this kind of things, I thought it would be fun to do. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, number 10 is Para Trio, and the reason this card is here is because it has a great on-board effect. And when I say on board, I mean on field. If this card is destroyed, it lets you summon one Performapal card that is not a Pendulum card. Why it's not a Pendulum card, heaven knows, but that could lead into something simple like I don't know, sleight of hand magician, although that would be perfectly okay if you're summoning it from the hand. Personally, I would go with this one, which when it attacks a monster and destroys it, it lets you put a level 7, a level 5 or higher monster from your deck into your hand. So, Eyes Pendulum Dragon? I'm just saying. This can also be used for cannon for generic materials to summon out a level 4 or a rank 4 Xyz monster. What are we thinking? Dark Rebellion Dragon. Yes, I realize that it's not over here on the screen. That's because I don't have it. But then again, this is Duel Links and you can't get what you want all the time. You have to go and fish for it or use your tickets, and I don't have any dream tickets. I should have used one of my dream tickets for this. Instead I used it for Shock Drake. Shock Drake. Enough said about that. Moving on, back to this. If you put this in your Pendulum Zone, it goes up to a level 7. Not a level 7, but a scale 7. Once per turn. I mean, you could pair that with something like a, I don't know, But Bite Turtle. Where is But Bite Turtle? I do not see But Bite Turtle. Ah, there it is. A But Bite Turtle, which is a scale 3. Or pair it with something like a Trump Panda, which increases its... Where is Trump Panda? There is Trump Panda. Huh. Which increases its scale to 12. I guess that's a good thing. But also, why are you putting Para Trio in your Pendulum Zone when it serves better as a on-field card? Talking about Trump Panda could be used in your deck, but the reason it's not on this list is because its effect is a once per turn. Opening hand, but also not. I mean, it's good, but it's a once per turn when it should be a twice per turn, at least. Can I fix these two cards, please? Talking about fixing cards, number 9. This should be number 10, but it's number 9. And number 9 for a reason. because of it need to be in the Pendulum zone. This is why it should be 10, but it's number 9 because of its Pendulum effect. However, in order to get this onto the field, you have to have no cards in your monster zone, which means that it's basically unusable if you use Para Trio first. What's the point? Really, Konami, what's the point? And I understand its need to have a Stargazer or Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon in the other Pendulum zone for it to be a number 10, for it to be a scale 8, but also, why would that be necessary? This is a Performapal Odd-Eyes Arc. Performapal Odd-Eyes Magician Pendulum Arc. Pendulum Magician Arc. Sorry, apparently people get offended when you say Magician Pendulum instead of Pendulum Magician. That too makes no sense to me. Konami, you better fix this card to where you can put it on the field without needing a monster. Without needing no monsters on the field. I mean, it has a pretty decent field effect where if once per turn is it once per turn? Yeah, it's once per turn. Each turn. Might as well say once per turn. Once per turn, if a Pendulum monster was to be destroyed, it's not. That's good. But this could also be used for generic Xyz material for summoning rank 3, I don't know, maybe Python Dragon? I was thinking Leviathan Dragon, but then there's also other rank 3 Xyz monsters that use generic material, whichever one suits you better. If you're wondering where the hell where is this card? I keep forgetting its name because it's not that important to me. Where the hell Whipsnake is? Well, Whipsnake is basically my version of summoning out an Xyz monster. I normally use it, although I don't have Odd-Eyes Rebellion Dragon here. I normally use it on my other account to summon Dark Rebellion Dragon after I've switched the attack and defense of certain monster. That's actually a good move, consider it. Friend Donkey's not on this list because, well, Friend Donkey has a stupid effect. And if you have an Xyz monster, or unless you're using it for synchro material, it's not really good. Reason Stargazer is on this list is because anime, I guess, and reasons, who knows? But then again, obvious things are obvious. You want Stargazer Pendulum Zone. It can also get from scale 7, from scale 4 to scale 8. With any Pendulum Magician monster, you might want to use that. Zhang Shi Magician, or Zhang K Magician, or Dragon Pulse Dragon. Dragon Pulse or Dragon Pit, doesn't matter. But then again, if you have these two cards in your hand, why are you using this in your Pendulum Zone when these two do not change their scales? They stay at 1 and 8 respectively. I'm just saying, if you had a choice with these 3 cards in your hand, you might want to go with these 2 because technically they have the same effect as these 2, but also not. But we'll get to those 2 in a bit. Let's pick the Time Gaze Magician. Time Gaze Magician does have a great pendulum effect in where it cannot, your opponent cannot activate trap cards when you use a pendulum monster to attack. So stuff like counter gate, gate attack, and mirror force if they're using skills in Duel Links. Don't. So I guess that's okay. But it is good effect, especially if you're using it that way. When you do get this onto your Pendulum Zone, if you do get it onto your Pendulum Zone, then this is a good card to keep there. Just somehow always have it protected. Maybe another Time Gazer Magician. I don't know. You could always use a Monster Reborn to bring back your other Time Gazer Magician, or just simply Pendulum Summon it back. But that would be a waste of a Pendulum Summon in my opinion. Moving on to number 8. This was gonna be number 8, but it's this. Because this has a crap effect in the Pendulum Zone. It has a fairly okay effect on the monster on the field, but what you're basically using it for is to bring out this card, which has a crap pendulum effect, and unless you don't have an Xyz material, then it's useless to you. I mean, 3000 attack isn't that bad, but also if there's no Xyz material, you can't really use it. Initially, I would pair up this card with Power of the Guardian, because each time it attacks, Power of the Guardians, because each time it attacks, well then, let's just say 3,000, 3,500, and if you have an Xyz under this thing, then it becomes 3,000, then it becomes 4,000, and then 4,500, and that is basically powered up for no good reason. Jiangxi Magician is on this list at number 8 for a good reason. If you have more monsters than your opponent, this becomes a level 4. Why is this a level 4? A scale 4, sorry. Scale 4. Why is this a scale 4? Why on earth is this a scale 4? If your opponent has more monsters than you, that makes no sense. Konami, fix that. It should be at least a scale 6 or 7, thereby justifying the reason for us to use Zhang K Magician, who is on this list, but I do not have the card. I'm going to keep the silence going a little bit longer so you can think about that and how much I've been trying to get the card. Its field effect is that it can copy the attack of any monster on your field. That guy? I'm just saying, 3,000 ain't nothing to sneeze at. However, it cannot your opponent cannot take battle damage from this card. So you're just basically using it to take out a monster if there's only one monster on the field. That's a good thing, so that this guy, or this guy, or this guy could be used to do the actual damage. But we'll get to this guy very soon. Number 7 is Stargazer Magician. I'm sorry, one of my friends called it Time Gazer Magician, and we might as well just start calling it from now onwards. By the time you get it on the field, enough said. Stargazer Magician is a scale 1, but it becomes a scale 4 if you don't have an Odd Eyes or another Pendulum Magician on your Pendulum Zone. That's cool because it needs to work with the others. So Time Gazer Magician and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon work in unison. 3 work together. It's understandable why these 2 cards, this card and then this card, would need that effect. Why this card has that kind of effect makes no sense to me. Stargazer Magician has 2,400 defense, and that's a good thing. I guess its onboard field effect isn't really that good, but the only reason you want this is for its actual pendulum effect, which allows you Make sure that your opponent doesn't activate quick play spells. I like this effect. So, no flash fusion, none of that bullshit's happening. I'm just saying, none of that bullshit's happening. The less said about this card, the better, because it's actually really good if you pair it up with this card, which takes out your opponent's play suck. Takes up, yeah, their spell and trap cards. They work well-ish together. Number 6 is not on my, but it's Jankai Magician, and the only reason you kinda want Jankai Magician on your deck, let's get on that card. Jankai Magician on your deck is because, well, on field it has 2,500 attack, and that's nothing to sneeze at. But it can also negate the effects of one light monster on the field. I'm just saying, blue-eyed white, alternative blue-eyed white dragon, yeah. And if you have this on the field, then you probably have one of these three on the field at any given time. But you probably want Jankai Magician on the field because of its Pendulum effect, which I think is good. It can make one Xyz monster a level. Then you pair it with this guy and you got this guy, basically, I guess. But you could also go for another guy like, I don't know, Neo Galaxy Eyes or some other rank 7 or 8 card. This being said, I kinda like Jankai Magician and higher than Jankai Magician because, well, I like it better. Look at its design, it's beautiful. And the silence keeps going because number 6. These two cards are interchangeable. What the hell are you not clicking on, stupid mouse? But anyway, Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse are cool cards to have in your Pendulum zone, but I would suggest that you use Dragon Pulse as generic Xyz material for Dark Rebellion Dragon. It works better that way. Yes, Konami, I understand that these are normal monsters. They should have been effect monsters. For some reason, I feel that. And if you agree with me, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. These two cards should literally have been effect cards with the effect that one can not be destroyed by traps and spells, and the other one be destroyed by monster effects. I'm just saying, Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse are really good cards. They should be better. Especially Dragon Pit with the fact that it has 2,700 defense. That is nothing to sneeze at, and you shouldn't be getting hit with any damage. Unless they got like an Oblivion, but 300 damage ain't much. And if you don't have like a counter gate or something on your field to prevent other attacks from coming in, well then, yeah. I'm just saying, keep a counter deck in your counter gate in your deck just in case. Yes, trap cards like Performapal, Recast, and all of that bullshit makes sense to have in this deck, but counter gate makes you draw a card once when your opponent attacks. It also negates the attack and then lets you draw a card. So counter gate will be better than any Performapal trap could ever be. Just saying, you could put these two cards, Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse, at 5 and 6 respectively. It doesn't really matter. Because number 4 is Skullcombat Joker. Now this card is bloody damn brilliant if I can find it. Give me a second. That's not it. Skullcombat Joker, where the hell are you? I feel like I need it for not having this on board already. I did not level up this version of Yuya very, very well. I do believe that's it. There we go. Skullcombat Joker. It's a scale 8. It has a pretty decent Pendulum effect where it cannot be negated, and this card can only summon Performapal Pendulum, Magician, and Archetypes monsters. This is good card. It's ranked a bit lower than it should be, but I just say that because, well, the other cards that are to come are better than this one. Effectively. You could also use this card in your field zone, because once you special summon it, you can add one Performapal. You can add one normal. You can, when this card is normal summoned, you can add one Performapal monster, Magician, Pendulum monster, or Archetypes monster to your deck again. I'm just saying. Where is this card? Here she is. Right here. This card would be good to have in your hand. I mean, you're not subbing it up for anything unless you're pendulum summoning this card or any other non-pendulum card. This card, it has a pretty decent effect once it's on the field. And if you have cards in your hand, it's a good card. It's not a great card, but it's a good card. Just saying. It could also be used for generic materials. For summon a rank 7 Xyz monster. I'm not sure which one you would want to go for, but that's cool with me if you want to go for any of them. Number 3 is this little guy. Now this guy has one of, if not the coolest effects ever. I'm just saying. 100 damage on Duel Links, but if you want the full damage, then you're gonna have to go to Master Duel or play the actual game. But why would you want to do that? Because Master Duel is cool and everything, but the turns take too long, and Duel Links is supposed to be speed dueling and fun, and you have more options. I'm just saying. Enough said about Master Duel versus Duel Links. I prefer Duel Links. Master Duel is cool. I do play it, but not that much. Just play it for the solo mode. But this guy, back to this guy. This guy, back to this guy. This guy does 100 damage in Duel Links for every card on the field, effectively making it 1,200 if you have every card in your monster zone. If your opponent has 3 cards in the monster zone, 3 cards in the spell and trap, and then additional damage if you think about pendulums and field spells. You can also destroy one card and have that your opponent take 1,000, half its original attack as damage. So effectively, you could be doing a triple Supreme King Dark. 1,400 damage, or you could be doing Triple D High King Gust Alexander 1,500. I'm just saying that there are a lot of cards you can go up to 2,000 damage and OTK before you OTK, but who wants to do that? That's not fun. Yes, it's a number 3, but well, it's a number 3 for a reason. I was gonna put something else at number 2, but I'm gonna go with Eyes because Rune Eyes has a really cool effect that if you summon it with the level 5 or higher spellcaster, it does 3 attacks. It's basically this without the Xyz material. And the only reason this isn't on the list is because of the Xyz material. I said that before. It also has a piece of crap pendulum effect. And it's a scale 4, it should be a scale 1. I'm just saying. This should also have a scale, but it doesn't. And I understand why when this came out, they didn't want to really put scales on every single Yuya card. This, however, does have 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, or 2,000 defense. But I mean, 3 attacks with this guy and a power of the Guardians, that gets you to 4,500, and that's nothing to sneeze at. You could easily take out an Oblivion with the power of the Guardians on this guy, and yeah. This is why this is number 3 and not any other card. I was gonna put something else, but it was gonna be Alright, Advanced Dragon, but then I took a look at this card and I was like, you can basically do the same thing with this card. And then once you Pendulum summon, hopefully you're not Pendulum summoning anything else. You're not normal summoning. You could use Trump Girl, I'm just saying, to fusion summon this guy. Monsters you have on your field, and then transition him into this guy, which does more damage once it's summoned with the level 1, with the level 5 or higher monster. You could then possibly take out, I don't know, an Oblivion or a Triple Z High King Gust Alexander to do even more damage. So, yeah. That was gonna be my number 2, but this guy. My number 1 is obvious choice for any Odd-Eyes Pendulum Magician Performapal card user. It's Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon. If this is not the number 1 card you're picking and looking for in any deck on Duel Links, in any Performapal Odd-Eyes deck on Duel Links, what is wrong? Is there a problem? It's searchable with Sky Iris and most Odd-Eyes cards that have a such effect. For Xyz material, it can be used for synchro summoning. We do not have the synchro summon cards that it could be used for in this game. But there is another card that can allow us. Is it at the top? Effectively turn this into 6 and then synchro summon this guy, which gets rid of a monster on the field. But I would personally use this when they do. Yes, they do. I've seen it. Alright, I would use this to ritual summon with Odd-Eyes event, and then use that card to destroy the entire back row. It has the same attack and defense, but still, its Pendulum effect takes 0 damage. Can we have that if a Pendulum monster is attacked? So you better have lots of Pendulum monsters on your field, 3 at max. I'm just saying, Time Gazer, Stargazer, this guy could help. You take 0 damage from that. It can also touch once, but at the end of the turn you can destroy this card in order to search maybe, I don't know, a Time Gazer, because it needs to have an attack of 1500 or lower, so yeah. You could also possibly use such this card or this card and this card, but yeah, I would definitely go for either Dragon or or Stargaze Magician, because nobody wants to go for Time Gaze Magician when this card doesn't change its scale. And as long as there's a Pendulum Magician or Odd-Eyes on the other end, this guy becomes a 1. So thumbs up, I guess. Let's go to the other cards that support this. This guy right here is also a quick magician, Pendulum Magician. Sorry, I keep messing that up. Pendulum Magician such card. Guys could be used to get, I don't know, one of these, but this guy would be better if you're looking for an instant Pendulum. And it's such as any Pendulum Magician in your deck. That's cool. Beast Eyes isn't on this because, well, Beast Eyes is a bit OP, and Whip Snake isn't on this because Whip Snake can be used for basically generic materials for Xyz summoning. I've already said that. And Gado is not on this because, well, Gado is cool, but its Pendulum effect sucks. Panda is not on this because it takes too long to get from point A to point B, and you're basically spending an entire duel waiting for that guy to get to 12. What's the point? A lot of cards aren't on this list because I chose these cards because I like them. I actually do. I might seem like I'm having a lot of complaints about them, but I like them a lot. quite a bit more than I like other Performapal cards. Next time we'll be doing one of these videos, I'll probably be doing a super heavy samurai. And just in case you're wondering if I'm gonna be doing Silvio's cards, which deck? Leave me a comment in the section. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. I am sorry I keep messing that up. But if you do, leave me a comment about Silvio's deck. Tell me which card you want me to cover, and I probably will cover that once a week. Because apparently this is gonna be a once a week thing now, and that's cool. I don't want to overburden myself with that shit. I don't want to do this to the point where it feels like a job, and yeah, you know how it goes. Let's have fun with this channel, people. If you like it, the subscribe button and the bell notification really helps algorithm for the channel, and if not, then hit the dislike. But I think you would like this content because you're into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you've been watching this for the past I don't know how many minutes. At the end of the day, guys, it's your choice, and just remember to be to each other because being nice is free.